We do appreciate our U.S. and British Virgin Island listeners and viewers joining us for these informative and entertaining programs on 2020 Vision Radio and 102.1 FM.
Okay, and we say good morning to all our viewers. Good morning to all our listeners. Welcome to today's edition of the Good Old Days here on 2020 Vision Radio. And it's always a pleasure being with you this time on a Saturday morning. All right, we do hope that your day is going just fine. And as we always say, if you have to make any necessary adjustments, circumstances often alter cases. All right, so whatever adjustment you have to make, let's go ahead and make them. Sometimes things don't really unfold as we would want them to. But we hope that your weekend, nonetheless, is unfolding as you would want it. If you are celebrating today or during the course of next week, we want to extend to you the, congratulations. It may be a birthday, an anniversary, whatever the occasion, we want to extend best wishes to you. And boy, we really have to cherish our moments and celebrate them as much and as often as we can. All right, we have seen all the evidence, all the writing on the wall, boy, that life is short, and so we have to make every moment count, make every moment good. And if you are on the downside, okay, you may be mourning the loss of a loved one, okay, you may be going through some other trying circumstance. We are just encouraging you to hold on. We are with you in prayers and thought. And, we are in the boat with you. We just want to let you know that. And we want to extend condolences to the family of the late Meredith Hendrickson, okay, an ardent follower of the good old days. And I think that Meredith he's still listening. I think that he's in tune this morning, okay, and the topic that we're going to have, I think he's going to have some interest in it, all right? A good soul that has gone on, a faithful soldier, all right? And he would have done his best to let his light shine in the little corner where he was, all right? And he would have brightened the situations of many persons, all right? So we are thankful for his legacy and for the life that he would have lived. So condolences to the family. If there's anyone else who is mourning the loss of a loved one, all right? Sometimes we don't get all the information here, in the morning, but if there's any other person out there mourning the loss of a loved one, we are just letting you know that prayers, thought are with you, and hold on. All right? So for those here in Nevis, for those in our sister Isle of St. Kitts, those in our region, those further afield, good morning and welcome to the Good Old Days. Happy to have you on board. If you're a first-time listener, we want you to stay connected, and we would say warm welcome to you. Okay, so good morning, Shefton. Good morning, Ren, and good morning to our guest for today, Mr. Sylvester Wallace. Okay.
Thank you very much, Chesley. Very good morning to you, and welcome to all of our wonderful, faithful listeners all across the world listening to the Good Old Days. And like you, Chesley, all of us look forward to this time. It goes by very quickly, but we appreciate the interaction and the information shared with and by our listeners. And question for you, Chesley, are we supposed to be expecting a response from Mr. Jackson this morning?
Yes, I think he would. I wouldn't listen, and I wouldn't be surprised if he called and plays his guitar.
You make sure you take the call, okay? You take the call. Well, let me reach out and say good morning to my very good friend, his dear wife, and extend condolences to them as well. Morning, Pam. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Shirley. Good morning, Denise. Good morning to all my classmates all around the region who are listening, and all my siblings. Wish all a really great weekend, and hope that everything is going fine with you. And this morning's program, I believe, is going to be a very interesting one. And good morning and welcome to our guest, Mr. Sylvester Wallace. Shefton, how are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing very well. And Ren, you're supposed to know better. You're going and ask Chesley and question. Look at it. What answer you expected? What answer did you expect?
Well, it seemed to me, right, that this phone here have some long cables on them. So could you please put the phone over there where he? Make sure he answer.
All to all of our good old days followers, you see, don't start. You when they come, there's a belly full of love. when you come meet up with foolish people look at these, you can't otherwise laugh. So good morning, everybody. I'm gonna call some names this morning. I might not call everybody's name, but I will call some names. But I want to first join in and say condolences to the Jackson's family. My dear cousins, I understand how the loss goes. These things continue to happen. We wish it would come a time when it's no more. Well, there will come a time. There will come a time, you know. So we keep living in hope. I just want to encourage you all to, you know, keep holding on. Remember the good times you would have shared with our dear brother, now departed. And, you know, just hold on to those good memories. I want to say special good morning. Well, you mentioned his wife. I want to say special good morning to his son.
She carries your sister's name.
Huh?
She carries your sister's name.
Yeah, Sylvia, yeah. Good people.
Very good night. Very good lady, yes.
Yes. I'm trying to remember the young man name when I keep forgetting what your name fully or I'm not calling him.
When the one that used to work downstairs here?
You want at TDC.
I don't know his name. Right
anyway, the name gonna come back. And the others, Dio and Pedro. I want to say good morning to you all and condolences extended to you and the extended family. I want to greet some of my favorite people. If I don't call everybody, nobody get vexed with me. But if you want to get vexed, it's up to you. You know, make a piece of difference.
Oh Lord.
I want to greet my dear niece, Udana Liebert, there in Cherry Garden area, and her household, Shantiana and Chardonnay, and to her dear nephew, Damien, who might not be with her at the moment, but could very well be listening. I want to say a special good morning. I don't know if I should bother say good morning to Tammy and her children, because them some of the Pamasa God see and having a good time. So I hope you are enjoying yourself. You're continuing to enjoy yourself. I want to say good morning to my dear cousin Denise across the waters over there in Maryland. And Denise, I know when you later today you're going to tell Mela that I say good morning and hope she is doing well. I want to say a special good morning to Ermin across there in St. Thomas. Very special morning to Jason in Anguilla. I want to say good morning to the likes of Caleta, Claudia, Tamisha, and their children in the various parts of Mevisia, Golden Grove, Ground of Circle, Banjos Drive, wherever you find yourself. I want to say good morning to Ingrid Brown across there in Hickmans. She enjoyed the program last week as she usually does. I want to say good morning to Althea Sally Paris up there in New Orleans. She loves the program as well, you know, and if I don't call anybody else name, nobody push off your mouth. Good morning to everybody. We are going to have a great time today.
Yes, you know, the last time we were here, well, Walter was with us, right? So we just wanted to let you know that eventually we're going to be asking some questions, and the question would be in memory of Walter.
Walter, okay.
Okay, and we want to say a big thank you to Mrs. Alicia Rollins. She gave a donation so that we can, you know, give out some gifts, you know, in memory of her brother Walter. So
wonderful.
Right. So yeah, so very thankful for that. Okay.
Sylvester, great to have you. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm very happy to be here one more time to share with you some knowledge. You know, as I go along, I keep studying. I keep gaining knowledge of different things and gaining knowledge about life, getting knowledge about things that can help our bodies, things that can help other people in the wider field. And I say good morning to everybody, all who are listening, all who are under the voice of hope of 2020 vision this morning. I say welcome to each and every one of you. Some of you might know me and some of you might not know me. So whatever it is, feel free to ask questions, feel free to call in, ask questions. I will answer accordingly. And whatever we said here, we ask God blessings upon it this morning.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. And the numbers to call are 1-869-669-7312. That's also our WhatsApp number. So wherever you're listening in the world, you can call us on that number. Or if you prefer, you can reach us on 1-197-460-2187. Or here at home in the Federation, you can call 469-7953. Those are the numbers you can reach us, and we'll be happy to hear from you.
So
Chesley?
those who are answering, those who want to answer, those who are in the world and want to answer, what about those who are
Well, those who
out the world?
Those who out the world, call Chesley.
That takes care of that.
Yeah, that's good. I care that.
I don't know why I put myself in it. you know.
Well, you would first have to ask you talk to your mother first, and then it continues from there. Okay?
Good.
But I'll leave that to you.
Okay. Whenever we see Sylvester, we sing food, right?
Well,
go ahead.
Because
go ahead.
One person on here has already identified him in that line.
Okay.
I see here, good morning, and this is from one and the same. He says, you move out of the way. He says, good morning, teachers, classmate, and chef, new classmate, with some apostrophe. And later on he said, Chef Sylvester. So he has been identified by name. He has been identified by name.
Yes.
Okay, let me take the rest greetings that are there for now. And then we continue. Cheryl Tyrrell
Morning,
was in
Cheryl.
first, saying good morning, guys. Good morning to you as well, darling. Lily Penny Liber says good morning all. I forget me what now. Good morning all. Good morning to you as well, Lily. Gwen, my dear friend Gwen.
And my cousin.
Before
Good
anybody
morning.
else claim, I say my dear friend Gwen.
And my cousin.
Good
Welcome,
morning.
Gwen.
Good morning, Gwen. She says good morning all. Happy weekend to you as well, darling. And yes, one and the same, Liviel Brown says good morning, teachers, classmate, and chef, new classmate. Good Armin, my dear cousin, saying good morning all. Good morning to you as well. Vaden Jones says morning to the best show in the Caribbean.
Hey, Vaden, how you doing?
It's further than the Caribbean, eh? It's across the globe.
Well, maybe it's only the best in the Caribbean.
No, and I wouldn't accept that. Donald, Dr. Packermanners, he said, good morning, everyone. I am single. Any special ones like Joe from overseas? Dr. Packer, behave yourself. but when and I had a conversation coming down in the car, and
As usual.
yeah, we just have a lot of conversation, and we were talking about how busy some of us can be, and he was showing what Bami said that when I was employed, I was still working. I used to see how busy I be, and now I retired, I even more busy. But then he said, he said the good thing about it is that when you come out all day, go back, how can you do her solo answer too?
Well, Chesley,
Yes.
let me defend myself. I wasn't throwing the word and Joe, I was telling the truth.
And you can set you free.
And he admitted that I was
Yes.
telling the truth.
Yeah.
The truth can set you free. The truth, anything hot, and the truth, anything can fire to it.
Oh, sorry, we know in the part of it hot.
Okay.
So let me go.
Yes, you're right. So,
Sorry, Joe.
I was saying earlier, sometimes, when we see Sylvester, we sing food. And sometimes, we even start to smell food.
Yeah.
Okay, well, today is, if you're looking for food today, cook food, you're not going to get none today.
No.
Not here, okay?
Not
Not
here.
here. You're going to have to join him over in, where?
Bush.
Alice Pasha,
Bush
Bush,
Bar
yes.
Grill. You can join him over there later on,
Yes.
or you can go over and participate in that
Right.
wonderful song. He always advertise a wonderful spread every Sunday.
Right.
Yes. When we were growing up, they used to say Sunday a poor man Christmas because of the food, the level of the food. Well, you can go class and get your poor man Christmas every Sunday by Bush Bar and Grill.
Right. Okay.
Or any day for that matter. Huh?
Right. And so today our topic is herbs and you, and we're having another conversation with Sylvester Wallace. Okay.
So he's more than a chef.
Right. So he also specializes in the area of herbs. Okay, Sylvester, am I right?
You are right.
Right.
That's all right,
And you're a herbalist,
yeah.
soon to be.
Soon to be, yeah.
A certified herbalist.
Herbalist, yeah.
Soon to be.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna talk a bit more about that later. All right. Now, normally our the what should I say now? When we practice the use of folk remedies and so on, using herbs to heal different ailments and so on, we are leaning on maybe knowledge that would have been passed on to the generation.
Yeah.
Okay. How far back does your knowledge on herbs go, Sylvester?
Well, my knowledge on herbs tended from way back then, you know. I always interested in herbs, and I always love to do research and, you know, learn about herbs, learn about the values of herbs, you know, and I really take it very seriously after I found that many of my family were dying of cancer, and I really take up herbs on a different level, on a different note, and I started to search, I started to do research, and I started to look for places to get refuge and, you know what I mean, find solution to our problems, you know, because what we find that even though that we are ill in certain areas, prescription drugs only solve the symptoms, is not the real problem, you know. We look deeper than that. I'm looking deeper than just using prescription drugs for solving these problems. And many of our problems can be healed if we follow a certain pattern and a certain lifestyle that we can implement ourselves and do what is right, you know. Herbal remedy will take a little more time to work than prescription drugs. That for, you know, if you go to a doctor with a headache, you have to say, okay, you got a headache, take this and take that, and, you know, we started to take these pills, and in a few minutes, their headache is gone. But after using these drugs, somewhere down the line, the headache still appears again, and we start to wonder. But I went to the doctor last week, and, you know, I had this headache, and then it's back again, and it's more severe than it was. So we look at these prescription drugs that we consume, you know. Sometimes they only heal the symptoms of our problem. And one of the things that
or worse yet, sometimes rather than healing the symptoms, they just suppress the pain for a time.
For a time. And what I realize about prescription, I'm not really bashing prescription drugs.
No, you can't do that.
Is what I realize that every prescription drug that a human being intakes have a side effect, and the side effect will become severe. You understand, for certain things. And because most of these prescription drugs are by product of petroleum, you know, and they are made in this kind of form that, you know, that will subdue our ailments and stuff like that, and we might get rid of it for a little while, you know. But in the event down the line, it reappears, and sometimes it's more severe than it started, you know, and we start to wonder what's going on, you know. Okay. So I started to study herbs. And I touch myself and align myself with the Herbal University of Nigeria.
Okay, stick up in this, Sylvester, because we're going to come to that. But we want to talk a bit more about granny. Growing up with your granny and the application of the folk remedies.
Well,
yes. Tell us a bit about what you would have learned from your granny.
Growing up with granny in my great-grandmother, who was Margaret Urania Wallace, she lived a very fruitful life. When I mean I lived very fruitful life, she lived for 102, 103 years old, you know, and most of her intakes were like bush tea in the morning, bush tea at night, keep away from certain things, you know, and her eating habits align themselves with like getting bush tea, getting the cattle tongue, getting the washerwoman, getting these little herbs and stuff like that. And, you know, one thing I really admire my great-grandmother for at that time, the way she cooks, you know what I mean. And the cooking was totally different from now, you know. And she was a lady who was outdoor, you know, 3 fire stone, the smoke and everything, and, you know. And she did little everything there. And she loved her greens, you know what I mean. Sometimes we have a green rice and cook greens in the rice. And I watch and I observe how the way. Sometimes the fish, you just put it on top of the pot when, you know, everything is drying in. And that's his meal, you know what I mean. And my intention was, you know, how mommy cooks and the food does taste good, you know what I mean? Because I know definitely mommy pot coming out at a certain time, I going to carry a bucket of water and I going to get a cut of what mommy has, you know what I mean?
Psychology.
So I used to do that, and, you know, and sometimes I just in time when the pot coming off, or sometimes the fire is giving a little trouble, and he will just fan in the fire, you know what I mean, and singing a little merry tune, and, you know, and sometimes...
So long can you walk your head?
Yeah, long time, you know what I mean. And then, you know, one of the leaves my grandmother used to take at night, my great-grandmother used to take at night, is lilicidea. And I always wonder, why lilicidea? You know? And I never really asked her why she do lilicidea at night, you know what I mean? After I started doing my research and stuff like that, I realized it's a calming medication for the brain and calm your body. You know what I mean? And help you to relax, you know what I mean? So I say, okay. That's why my grandmother was so relaxed, you know, in her time. that she could take this thing at night, go to sleep well, and wake up jolly in the morning. You know what I mean? You don't have any problem. You know what I mean?
So
We
that
had
means-
that time.
So that means I have sheep and goat. That's some wonderful. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Now,
Can portion a little seed there with a buck. Give them a night.
now, what I always tell people, from my cooking career, my knowledge of nutritionists and everything like that, we give the pig and the animal the best of everything.
Yeah.
I always tell them that, and like what you contest, I always say that.
Yes.
You know,
Well,
I always tell my classes.
Well, I always say the pig, when you feed the pig, some of the pig dancing.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
They
Walking
get,
the tail.
that's what I tell you. They get the
Yeah.
best of our nutritious values
Yeah.
that we should be implementing in ourselves. You know? So those are the things that really goes on. My grandmother taught me a lot. You know the old time cock and crow we used to have. We used to call our leaf cock and crow. We used to use that for fever. We used
Cock
to
and hen.
use the washerwoman, the cock and hen, and those kind of things. Those are valuable nutrients. Rich in nutrients for our bodies.
Cock and hen,
But we don't
fast rub
use
down,
them.
donkey
We don't
rub down
use
and all
them.
that thing.
You know. Yeah, a lot of those donkey rub
yes.
down and things. We don't use them anymore. We are throwing those things to the door, and we have subject ourselves
That's true, no?
to pharmaceutical medication, and
Well, Sylvester, one of the things that I have observed is that, back in the day, growing up with our grandparents, the lands around us used to be cultivated a lot more, right? So you used to have a lot of these bush, but you don't see a lot of them anymore because the lands are not cultivated. We have a multiple of landscapers now, and all we do is they just take the weed whacker and they cut down everything.
yeah. You see,
Right.
to be honest with you, sometimes me and my mother, have a little thing. I say, Mommy, that bush where you pull up the good, I study the bush, they're good for so and so. Well, it's too much around, we gotta pull them up. So. You know what I mean? I say, Mommy, the bush they're good for you. That bush they could do that, the bush they can do that. You know what I mean? And she's like, oh, I didn't know. You know? But I leave them there for a purpose. If I clean a road and I clean and I leave my little bush there, I leave them for a purpose. But sometimes she say, oh, the place too bushy, man, let me chop down. And that's the way it is.
Yeah.
We lost a lot of valuable nutrients because of
that.
yeah.
Right. Now, it was amazing growing up with our parents and grandparents that sometimes for the childhood diseases and so, even for those, they had different remedies. You can recall any childhood disease that you had that maybe granny or great granny would have, applied a remedy? That
And many things sometimes, like when we had the measles first, we don't know what it is, you know what I mean? And then they will rub up these bush, you know what I mean, in the water, and they give you a nice bath and everything, the white-head broom and and they rub it up in the water, they make you a nice bath, a little warm bath, and you sleep well. In the morning again, you wake up, you got the little itch, you start to scratch, you say, come boy. And then, you get the same remedy and rub it up in the water and smooth you down, And what we realize that we don't do that anymore. We had strayed away from these remedies and subject to something else, which is not healthy for us as we go along.
Right.
Because many of us, we look at the cancer at this time. And everybody produces cancer cells. But it's what we do to refrain ourselves from getting that far with cancer cells. You understand? For example, soursop. Very, very good. The fruit, the leaves, the bark is very, very good for cancer. And a lot of us ignore them. And we ignore them because we don't know. We weren't taught. We didn't get the knowledge of how to use them, how to work with them. You understand?
Right. Well, you're making a very good point there, that the knowledge must be passed on.
Passed on. The knowledge have to be
Otherwise
passed
you're going
on.
to lose everything.
But we got
Yes.
a lot of things we already lose. A lot of stuff we already lose from the old time days coming up. You understand?
Right.
And if we don't do our research and study, things gonna go worse because our generation is moving on,
Yes.
and the younger generation has studied that. They ain't studying that. You understand? They're studying. I feel sick tomorrow. I got a doctor. You understand? We no longer implement ourselves to herbal remedies and stuff like we used to.
Right. And as we continue, we just want to let our viewers and our listeners know that you can call and share, because there are many persons out there who have experiences and so with the folk remedies. And it's good when we can say, well, I tried it and it worked.
Right.
Right? And many persons would have tried different remedies and
Right,
they work.
right.
So you can call and share your experience and it will be helpful to to all of us.
Yeah, there are persons out there who may have heard from their grandparents and so on, but there are also persons who have experienced these things, and they can testify that they work.
Yes.
Definitely. So that's
right.
important. So numbers to call 1-869-669-7312 or 469-7953, and we'll be happy to hear from you. And I'm sure that you may be able to ask Sylvester some very pertinent questions, which he have already admitted he'll be trying to answer as much as possible.
Right. Okay. So Sylvester, you grew up with this culture.
Yeah.
Granny, great granny, mother. Okay, and so there must have been something within you to say, boy, I want to do more with bush medicine, as you had.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, I mean, I lost my father and I lost my brother, one of my oldest brothers, two of my brothers, and they were from cancer. You know what I mean? And that gave me the urge to start to do research. I was doing a little research before, but it was not that extensive. When my father was sick, I went to the hospital to see him, and he was just giving me. I said, "Daddy, what happened to you?" I don't even know what I must say. I said, "Daddy, who is your doctor?" He said, "Mr. Rollins." And I was in my office one morning, and and there was an urge in me to just go down and pay, and this, And I sat down and I said, "I go down and pay for." And then this voice came to me and said, "Bye, go down and pay." And I went down on the pier, and just when I go down there, I see Mr. Rollins. I say, "Mr. Rollins, this same person I would like to see. What's going on?" And thing. I say, "My father told me Leopold was the a doctor." He said, "Leopold, I'm big man." I said, "But it's my father, and I'm curious what is really happening to him and stuff like that." I said, "Oh, in a couple of months, all the organs could shut down, and he could be gone from you guys. So the best thing to do, let the family know, he don't have much time." And they said, "Okay." Well, I went home, and when I go home, I say, I tell my brother, "Listen, man, I know sufficient in nutrition that I could turn around certain things and, structure the way that he eats, and, here I wasn't on so much a good terms at that time, And I say, we got to structure everything that he eats." And I went to my brother, and I call him, and I tell him, "Listen, this is what Mr. Rollins told me about my father, and we're going to structure something as different." I said, "Benny, you're going to take charge of that, the responsibility for that, because you and he is very close. So what I'm going to do, get the products, and I'm going to give you, and we're going to change around, see what we could change around." And I started to alkaline his body. And then his tea in the morning was like soursop leaf and turmeric, At night, soursop leaves and turmeric. And I based him on that, I said, "Listen, cut out all the milk and the stuff that he used to eat and stuff like that. I used to like his milk and, And I was like, really in terms of like mucus and, Because mucus is one of the main cause of our ailments, You understand? So we got to be careful with our intake. Even though sometimes this milk is good for our body, we got to be careful of our intake of certain things that we do.
And
you understand?
And they say babies need milk, but adults don't. And somebody said, look at the small animals, when they're born, they drink milk up to a certain point. But we want to drink milk until we die.
Well, milk, babies need milk, but their mother's milk, the breast milk. As long as we're going to stray from the breast milk and implement some other kind of milk, we are doing more harm than good to our bodies.
So when the breast milk is finished, that's it?
That's it. That's why that's why
that's your portion.
You allow your child to breastfeed until he's ready to stop. You understand me? And that will help the child along the road. One of the things that we tend to not do is to detox our body. Our body needs to be detoxed. And our body should be detoxed every 6 weeks. You understand?
Okay.
We detox our body every 6 weeks, and we make sure alkaline our bodies to keep our bodies fit and healthy. Because there's no point not detoxing your body, coming down with liver problem, coming down with sugar problem because our pancreatic gland stop work, coming down with kidney failures because of lack of detox. And what we find that when a person have a bad kidney, okay, really is not the whole scope of the kidney is bad. It's just the filter of the kidney.
Yes.
Okay? That filter the blood and pass it through the kidney, that goes bad. If we don't detox that and keep that in tune, we fail. We end up with renal failure. You understand me?
Yes.
So one of the main things that to keep this filter going is to detox. And what we should detox our kidney with is simple things like parsley, cilantro, lemons, limes, cucumbers, and stuff like that.
Parsley, the same thing that we normally give the pig.
Parsley.
Parsley.
Parsley, parsley.
That's why the pig does
Right.
walk up when we
Yeah. And
mean-
that is very
Parsley,
nutritious.
parsley or parsley.
Parsley is very good
Parsley,
too.
yes.
Parsley is very,
Parsley.
very, very
Parsley.
rich in iron
Yes.
and very nutritious and good for cardiovascular diseases and stuff like that. So those are the things that we ignored in our lifetime here. And when you talk about vine, sweet potato vine have very high nutritious values as well, and they keep back a certain disease. For cancer fighting leaves there, we have shushumba, which we call toki berry, very rich in iron. People ignore them and we cut them down, we throw them away. And,
Okay, shushumba. Person might be wondering what is the shushumba.
Shushumba, what we call shushumba turkey berry. It's a similar plant to an eggplant.
Eggplant, okay.
You see it as an eggplant leaf,
Yeah.
but the difference is it be some little green balls.
It be a little- a
And
little-
those little green balls are very nutritious too as
sure?
well.
Yes.
Very nutritious.
Let me go back.
Understand?
May I go back to anything calling something they poison?
They are not poisonous. Every plant in this world have its value. Maybe they are poisonous, but they have some kind of value. For example, manganil. We know manganil. Everybody know manganil. It's poisonous, and and we're afraid of manganil. But do you know if you have like going to the sea and you have a sea urchin chook, those black sea urchins, and it's sticking your food.
It's egg.
All we got to do, open that little that hole, drop 3 drops of manganil milk, and you see how fast the thing come out of your foot.
Serious?
Yeah, 3 drops of manganil milk.
Wow.
And that thing wine out you for talking about the
Everything,
business.
everything is
So
covered.
everything has its value
Yeah.
on earth. You understand?
But something like that, now people who want to be convinced that it works, maybe a demonstration,
But just try it.
Yeah,
try it and
try
you'll
it.
see.
Well,
Just
yeah,
try it.
and I would say, I mean, and something like that is not difficult for me to accept and
Right.
understand. I had an issue. I was in maybe 2nd or 3rd form high school, and I got a cushion in my foot, under my big toe. And that was a giant piece of cushion went way up. I thought it went all the way through by the bone. Foot swell up, I couldn't put on shoes. I didn't go school there. I had to wear my joggers. And my mama sent me by the health center, just look at it and thing. But that I could recall, then I really been doing nothing for it. But when me go back home, me limp go back home, me good neighbor, Tanti Gladys Newton, Sydney their mother, he see me say, "Joe, what happened in Ghana?" Me said, "No." And he tell me, when you go up, and she point out one in chicken weed. He said, "Get the chicken weed and break it by the joint and drop the milk in it."
Yes.
And I went home and I do that and couple drops of chicken weed and I work on it, and then that thing just pop out. You like the chicken weed milk went in and say, "Get out and you know belong."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pop out. So,
Things like those, I
yes.
mean,
Yes.
we bypass and we look at them as, oh, this is a dangerous bush.
Because if I,
It is, yes it is. But
and if I share another experience, and this was another neighbor, Miss Pemberton, Mabel Pemberton, Denzel then grandmother. I was sick. I was in school. I went health center, and I went back home. So far as I know, they didn't give me a remedy. But I had a bad toothache. My throat hot bad. And when I was going up, Miss Pemberton said, "We're going to go to school today." And I explained to her. He said, "Well, when you go, get some vinegar." And they talk about the brown vinegar, the raw vinegar, right?
Right.
The vinegar. I think it was vinegar and add some salt,
Salt and lime.
and gargle with it.
Yes.
Boy, that thing, oh my goodness. And
Terrible.
When I throw them down my throat. But I had to fight the urge. And I gaggle and I spit out. And instantly you see the junk alcohol come out with it.
Yeah.
And then I
Cleared up.
continue use it. Cleared up.
Cleared up. Yes.
You know.
Right.
Since that I would have had little toothache, and now and again I would try it. But then because it's not because that time it was real bad. It was real bad, and so I could have really stand the discomfort of the taste and so because of the pain I was feeling. But when the pain is so bad, you think so. But I just dilute it, mix it with a little water and yeah. But so these things, these things.
There's also the jumpy ticky time. If you pound it and squeeze the juice, and my mother would say put a pinch of salt in it and gaggle with it. That's good for sore throat as well.
Yes.
But I know my nieces and nephew them, their grandmother, used to do that for them for cold.
Yes.
To pong it, squeeze the juice.
It brings up all the mucus.
Give them a little teaspoon or whatever, and anything. And I could also add to this. I remember my niece Tammy in Anguilla. The second girl, she used to get cold and she said, "You got this cold, every minute you got this cold," and I got doctor. And then somebody suggested to her, take her over to St. Martin to the French doctor. Went over to the doctor, and he said, the doctor put me phone and he said, do you know this plant? See him jumpy ticky time.
They call it French tick time.
Yeah. See him jumpy ticky time. That is what worked and helped the child to get over a cold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep on a come back.
Yeah, they're very rich in antioxidants. That's why you get the weirdest things like that. One of the things that really get me to start study these things too, right? I could remember when my son was small, Akil, he thought he had now, and he was a little child, and I take him to the doctor. When I take him to the doctor, the medicine finished. Still have this fever, And I did pray and I said, Father, what else to do? I get up in the night, roasting fever on the gentleman, my little boy. And I started to cry, I tried to went back to sleep because I was frustrated.
Yes.
I did a little cool down, a little ice bath with my son, and I started to sleep. And my grandmother, Ernestine Jeffers, come to me sleep. He said, boy, go boil bush. Go pick up that bush and that bush and that bush. And it's just like I see the bush in front of me. And the morning I get up and I went and I get the bush. And I boiled the bush. And he said, boil it down to a syrup. Children friendly. And that's what I did. I boiled it down to a syrup, children friendly. And I gave my son. In a few hours, my son running up and down. I feel so good to see him up and down.
Yes.
And there was this bad cold going around at that time. And I could remember my neighbor had the same problem. I give her some. And this girl, Tracy Fraser, had the same problem with hers. Because I was the PTA, And I gave Tracy Fraser some. And Tracy Fraser was amazed. Said, boy, that thing where you walk good because my kids are good now. You know what I mean? And I started to get more and more in depth of studying and, relating myself to herbal medication. You understand?
Yes.
So whatever I find to do herbal medication, it works for me.
Yes.
And it works for people who I know I've tried to reach out to and help. You know what I mean?
Okay, you mentioned detoxing though, and you were talking
Yeah.
about the kidneys and so on.
Yeah.
Because some people they would apply the treatment, but then they continue with consume this thing, the milk and all kind of thing. Same diet. Yeah. So how does it work though? If you are detoxing, there are certain things that you must stop doing.
Well,
right?
there are certain things. You got to look at your protein level sometimes. Because protein is everything that affects kidneys. Okay. And in the event of looking at your protein level, right, you should consume protein because your body needs protein in any way. You understand? Protein builds tissues in your body, so you need the protein. You need your vegetables and fruits because those are vitamin and minerals that add to your body. You understand? So you need them.
Yes.
What our big concern here is the amount we consume if we are dialysis problem. Okay. When we are on dialysis, we look at less protein. We got to look at the content in a fish because fish is high in mercury.
So
the bigger the fish, the more the mercury
So you
status.
eat less fish as well.
So smaller fish, not less fish, but smaller fish.
Smaller fish.
Right. So you have less content of mercury into your body.
And if they smell like sardine, even better still.
But then what we have to do now, in terms of when we take in these fishes, we look at detoxing ourselves that we lift ourselves from the mercury level. So with this shushumba, the turkey berry, what I tell you, that helps to reduce mercury level in the body as well. You understand? So we got to align ourselves.
So you do
with
that?
things.
You make a tea?
Make a tea, take the leaves, chew it, eat it, whatever it is. And it's very rich in iron as well, very, very rich in iron, even better than spinach.
Well, Sylvester, one of the things you would have to look at is the taste, because persons associate themselves with taste. If something don't taste good, you couldn't care less whether it's good for you or not. You're not using it.
Well, to be honest with you, a lot of us look at taste. But for me, I don't really look at the taste of something. As long as it's going to bring some kind of good result to me. I'm going to take it no matter what. No matter what the taste, but some people will say, this taste, this and this.
The truth is, a taste no matter how bad you think it is or how sweet you think it is, and how you don't like it, taste can be acquired.
Yeah.
Can be acquired.
Definitely.
Because
That's true
you work at it. I
You
mean,
get
there are certain
accustomed.
things. There are certain things. You know, you still like it, but you work at it and you continue, and then it come like nothing. Yes. Yeah.
So there's a lot of things we have to do and consume to detox ourselves. Certain things detox the liver, certain things detox the pancreatic glands, certain things they really detox the kidneys, the organs and stuff like that. And the next thing we need to do as adults and individuals, as human beings, right, is to deparasite ourselves. We don't deparasite ourselves. That's one of the biggest problems as well. We can't, you know what I mean? There's parasites intakes in our body on a daily basis. We cannot see them, but we know
And when you
we
say
consume.
the parasite, what
One of the best things to deparasite yourself right now is papaya seeds. Papaya seeds, lemon juice, ginger. You get the papaya seeds, ripe papaya, you get the seeds, you blend it,
dry
and you
out,
crush it, green. Fresh papaya seeds. And you get that, add some lime juice, add a bit of ginger, you put a bit of garlic, you crush it together, you take some tablespoon and you drink a half glass. Done.
Yes.
papaya
Understand?
seed, ginger,
Ginger, lemon,
lemon.
and you could add some garlic as well.
Okay.
Okay? And you
That's
deparasite
the ripe papaya seeds.
the ripe papaya seeds.
Okay.
Somebody offered me a red papaya this week, and I went away without it. I'm coming back for it.
You know what I tried?
So what's it done to go to see Joe?
And
I hope that.
tell them, hold this in.
Yes. Yes.
But you know,
Oh my.
about the same parasite thing, right? I've tried ginger, cayenne pepper, and garlic.
Yeah.
And
Cayenne-
and that, yeah.
Cayenne pepper,
Yeah.
it can be used as at the parasite, but cayenne pepper mostly open up your blood vessels, eh? And like you have like what they call it, cholesterol.
Yeah.
Very good for cholesterol level.
So then cayenne pepper would be good to kind of work against high blood pressure then.
High blood pressure, right,
okay.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And,
good stuff. Even a timid strong.
And also diabetes.
Diabetes.
When you have problem with the artery.
When you look about high blood pressure,
Yeah.
right? Citrus, anything citrus leaf, there's citrus skin. Citrus skin. Where the thing there? Cinnamon, ginger, those could be used.
So let me
You understand?
Let me skip ahead and ask you a question.
Yeah.
But I know you did it for the cooking. You're gonna put a publication together, a book together with these kind of things.
Well, I'm thinking about it right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do more.
I really
do more than think.
I really started to put some articles together which
Okay.
I have, you know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, so I really started to put some stuff together, and I get more and more in depth into it as I go along, and try to get it ready for next year. Not this year, but for next year. I think I should have something.
Well, I'm here thinking that when you're going to put your book together and you're organizing your recipes and so on, and you're looking for subjects to try them out, and you can call me name and see. Sometime I might be there.
Well, right now I have a tonic for men, which I made for men.
Tonic for
Right?
men.
Yeah, I made a
Why
tonic for men.
good for?
You mean to help men walk more briskly or?
It help your whole metabolism. You understand?
Okay.
And it boosts your testosterone levels.
You sure?
So if you want the tonic, you're available.
Can you break down that boost testosterone level?
Your sexual ability.
Okay.
It helps your sexual ability.
Right.
Because a lot of our men become impotent. And you know why we become impotent? Most of our men sometimes it's cholesterol level. Sometimes we get hypertensive.
It's too high, yeah.
You understand? Sometimes we get sugar. Sugar is one of the leading cause of our problems around. And this sugar is processed sugar. Processed sugar make cane sugar.
Yeah.
Sodas and stuff like that. We should looking at a natural intake of sugar.
Right.
Okay? Natural intake of sugar will spike your sugar level. But in an hour time, it back down to the level. You understand? Somebody say, oh, don't eat ripe banana right then and spike your sugar level. Yeah, it does spike your sugar at a bang. But within an hour, it's back down because it's natural sugar. You understand? What we should be concentrating on not having is high source of carbohydrates. Right? I mean like bread and rice and those starchy foods. You know what I mean? Like yams. Yams is very starchy, but it's also natural sugar. But yams and sweet cassava, those starch stay in your body longer than having a banana fruit.
Okay.
You
And well, in truth and in fact, one of my doctors said to me, stay away from the gum provision. No, when he says stay away, it means don't go overboard.
Oh, overboard.
Yes.
Okay.
And he said, and I must balance it off with those that come from above. So instead of all the root, get some fruits along with it. Don't go overboard.
Fruit is very, very important to our body because
the Bible talks about everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Right. And my my gym instructor used to tell me, there isn't anything that I need to exempt from my diet. Just make sure that whatever I eat, the portion, I can hold it in my hand.
Right.
Right?
In your hand?
For example, okay, back to these provisions. Sweet potato. Sweet potato is a very excellent for the brain.
Sure?
Yeah, give you nourishment for your brain. Nourish your brain.
But I don't say you must eat a pot full.
No?
That don't say you must eat a
I'm
pot full.
not telling you to eat a pot full, but I'm telling you, even the potato vines, the vines that we throw, we give to the pig.
I've heard that. I've been hearing
Very
that.
nutritious.
Especially more recently.
Very, very nutritious.
Well, I have an aunt used to put regularly. She used to put vine leaves
in the rice.
Yes.
It tastes nice.
Tastes good,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
very nutritious. So we give the pig the best, because when we reap the potatoes, we're only looking for the potatoes. We are not tradition of the value of the vines, so we just throw the vines to the pig. And the pig say, okay, thank you very much, I'm healthy. You understand?
Yeah.
One of our biggest problem, again, which I realize in Nevis, a lot of people are walking with stick. And it's not because of old age. It's because of knee problems and stuff like that.
A lot of people
You
got the
understand?
problem.
And one of our biggest causes of our knee problems and stuff like that, arthritis problems, our
Joint
collagen
pains.
level. We don't keep our collagen level up. We might say we don't eat pork because we're Seventh-day Adventists, but it's very good in collagens.
Okay.
Chicken foot. We see in the supermarket, and because we don't want nobody see us buy chicken foot.
Everybody's scan
You know,
yeah.
that is very high in
Well,
collagen.
can you explain the collagen?
Collagens is what build your synovial glands.
The glutinous.
Okay?
The glutinous.
The glutinous thing.
Yes.
You know, that build your synovial glands.
And that's
In order to keep your synovial glands going, you need your collagens.
So that's in bullfoot as well? The
Bull foot,
Yes.
any foot,
I was
pig
just
foot,
pig
it's
foot.
always
all this
in
gluey
the joints,
stuff.
in the joints, right?
Chicken, this gluey thing. Yeah, those
I
are what
remember.
help
I
the
remember
joints.
listening a program and I read the
understand?
program sometime back on the Detox, and they said
Collagens.
the bone soup is good. And
Right.
talk about your bullfoot soup, your
Right.
chicken foot soup, the bone.
Right.
With
The collagens. So we need the collagens. If we don't have the collagens, then we suffer a lot in arthritis and those kind of different
well,
pains.
I want to say something here, though. Chicken foot tastes nice, you know.
Yeah.
Chicken foot tastes nice.
Anything tastes nice if you do it properly.
The problem is, if you don't know how to prepare it, you might not get it come to, you know. But the chicken foot tastes nice. I have had some curried chicken feet. Oh my goodness.
Chefton,
Wonderful.
sometimes
Chefton, if you don't know how to curry the chicken foot, and you need the collagens, just boil the chicken with a little salt, and then, you know.
But some people,
I'm gonna come-
it's not going to look appealing. That's the problem.
What is good for you?
Yes, it don't look appealing.
Chop some herbs, put inside, make a nice soup.
But I would use it like that. I mean, a time ago I wouldn't, because I remember I traveled and I was offered some sauce. I said, what kind of sauce? They said chicken foot sauce. And when I look, I said, nah, that. And then a friend of mine from BVI, who was on the same workshop, but I was on the same thing. He said, why, chef, what do you have? I tell him why. He said, boy, I hear him say they have sauce. I thought it's some pig foot and thing. But look, yes, when I look, they give me this chicken foot. Boy, chef, a tired trouble. I can't get it up to me.
and I have to say, right?
I tell him, I sit and tell him about one that, and he said, well, I don't know. I said, well, put something in the window and go something else. but I have learned since, you know, and I have eaten it, and it's wonderful. Yeah,
You know, it's amazing the reasons that we use. You know, a lot of this is just psychology, right? Because I've heard people say they don't want no chicken foot because if you see all the things that the chicken in the walk on. Now, that doesn't make any sense to say that you don't eat chicken foot because
the sheep walk on them.
The
The
sheep
goat
walk
walk on them.
and they use those, right?
Hey.
I don't understand. What people allow their minds to
Yeah. It's a mental
it's a
matter.
mental thing.
Now,
It's a mental matter.
I'm going to tell you all
let
something
me
here.
take some greetings and let me go back up. Okay, let me begin here with Alicia. Alicia Rollins says good morning. Good morning all. She says good morning
Morning,
to you.
Liti.
Florence Byron says good morning.
One Sister Florence.
Good morning. Florence, I was to look up to see if you had goodies today or no. Anyway,
Is she back?
Me don't know.
Well, that should be a first question
Oh.
because she was in England for
Well,
Yvonne's funeral for the 22nd.
Oh, so she might be back yet.
I'm not sure.
Oh. No, but I would normally check her post to see if she put up. So if she's back, if she's not back, she wouldn't put up and say she have.
Okay.
Yeah. He said good morning. All Stucky Stapleton says good morning. Long time minister Stucky name show up and good old days. Good morning, Stucky.
Stuck is a busy man these days.
Yes, it's a great content. Great indeed. Simalita Jeffers says good morning to everyone. Special good morning to my cousin Sylvester Wallace. And Simalita also says it's a pleasure to have you on the Good Old Days show. And do come again. This is not his first time and he got to come back. Because then kind of thing where you're talking, I'm done already, so you got to come back. You're going to become a regular feature for a while. Kivanel Furlan says, good morning. What about noni juice and moringa? He don't talk about all of that. Yvonne Chan says, good morning. If God didn't create it, don't eat it.
Okay.
Let your food be your medicine. Thank you very much. I've heard that, but just I haven't followed it all the time. Florentine Nisbet says, we love chicken feet here in New York. Yeah. And I show you expensive over there. Okay.
So I was saying we tend to look at salt, and as we look at salt, we tend to, doctors try to tell us salt no good for you, especially if you have pressure. But what I've studied and what I've learned from the college, sea salt is the real salt we should be using. Sea salt, low pressure, and I didn't believe it till I tried and I see. You understand? You just put the sea salt, you get a few grains of sea salt, put it in a bottle of water, you shake it, and you drink it throughout the day. You see how good you feel and your pressure system.
I make you.
Serious. Try it. If you have
Okay.
pressure, you can try that.
Okay.
You understand? Sea salt. What our salt now intakes is
Processed salt.
iodized processed salt. And that's what really killing us. You understand?
Well, for me,
And-
I must testify. I must testify for a while, maybe like 2-3 years now. I have not, of myself, I'm not saying I have not ingested it, I haven't eaten it because me not only eat from out of my hand,
Right.
but I have not added iodized salt to anything that I
Right,
use.
right.
And I can testify, and I got to go replenish my stock by some means. I have been using sea salt for the last few
Right.
years.
Very good.
I have a bottle of
sea
them
salt.
same big grain salt.
Yeah.
Question.
I bought that from Anguilla.
Right, Anguilla.
And I have it right there, and no matter what I cook, I want cook 2 slices of breadfruit, some dry potato, whatever. I pop in couple grains of that big grain salt.
And
That's why
it tastes different from the other salt.
yes.
The flavor is
That's why I have been using for
Right.
a couple of years now.
Okay.
My question is, Sylvester,
Yeah.
that salt that we used to get from the salt pan,
And
I remember growing up, we used to have that with the mart and pestle, right?
Right.
And that's what we used to use. But
that's the salt you talk about.
That's
Yeah.
the sea salt.
so that's the sea salt.
And then
is it.
you could look at it. The level of hypertension was not that
Yeah.
extent
That is
when we were
true.
using that.
That is true.
But since we diverse and people realize, the body's not getting enough iodine, and they start to do this processed salt, iodized salt,
Yes.
then people start to get pressure, people start to develop certain
Because-
different ailments and stuff like that.
Well, what has
because we
happened
consume too much.
is the easy life. Because
Yeah.
it's easier to just buy what we call a fine salt.
Yeah.
Buy a pack of fine salt from the shop than put some whole grain salt in the pestle and do it.
You
So
might have to put 'em up there,
you
yeah.
get away from the hard work.
Yeah.
Right? So it's the easy, quick life that is killing us, really.
Right. There was somebody who was talking about the maranga plant, right? The maranga seeds is much more healthier than the leaves.
The moringa or the moringa?
Moringa.
Moringa.
You're talking about the thing,
seeds.
the little pods.
Moringa.
Yeah, the seeds.
The one
Seeds
with
from the
the
plants.
The other one.
Not
We
the wild,
don't-
not the wild tamon.
The wild tamarind is very good as well.
Yeah,
so,
but that's not the one you talk
you
about.
understand? The maranga plant that we have, the leaves are very good. And they could use in salads and cook it into salads and stuff like
Yes.
that. because they help with the body functions and stuff like that, and combat certain ailments. You know, hypertensive, stress, elevated stress and stuff like that, and they do help with these kind of diseases and stuff like that. What we gathered on ourselves, but the seeds of the moringa help the muscles of the body, help your whole entire system. You understand? So you implement those seeds.
Green or dry?
Green or dry, it doesn't matter. You know, they help the body. You understand me? So we tend to look at just the leaves, but when you look at the whole plant, you know, its structures and what they are good for, then you will realize, you know, it's a good help. There's one plant I would like to draw to you guys' attention. As Mr. Manners was saying earlier, he didn't really say it probably on the broadcast and stuff like that, leaving his documents into a vehicle and stuff like that. He said he's getting old.
Memory.
Yeah, memory loss.
Memory.
A lot of us suffer from memory loss, and we tend to look
At
at
age.
age. It's not necessarily age, you know. It's the brain. And what affects our brain at that stage, right? We got a fluid, right? That develops in human brain. After a certain age, you started to get this fluid. You understand? From old age and things like that. And we tend to say, oh, we got dementia, whatever they call the word, you know. And we look at it, there is no cure for dementia, but there is. We have a fruit we call Aden fruit, Adam fruit, you know, Saddam fruit, they just call them Aden or Saddam fruit. And we, local term, we might call it Ralico. I don't know if anybody know Ralico, you know.
I never heard of that.
It's like it's a whitish, greenish bush, you know, and that it be a pod. And if you look at that pod is just like a brain. If you see the pod.
We have a Latia Nevis?
The Latia Nevis.
A kind of
Ralico.
fluffy looking pad?
Right, and it's a pod, you know, that it goes on a pod. And if you look at that pod, the leaves, the tree is similar to like a grape tree, but it's different, you know, in color. It's a white.
And there's a nice purple flower?
Right, beautiful purple flower.
We were looking at one up there by Ebenezer the other day when we went to church up there.
Yes.
Yeah. That's we call it Ralico here in local terms.
And what that good for?
The brain. It's a very, very good
So how you use
for your
it?
brain.
Yeah.
And this is what you have to do. You get the pods, right? As much as possible. You dry it indoors for at least.
So you pick it green.
Pick it, yeah, because they're always green anyway. You get the pods, you put them indoors for at least 5 days, and they're gonna air dry. After air dry, you get a skillet and you burn it.
So when you say
And when
air dry, you mean don't allow it to be in the sun?
No, you don't put it in the sun. You air dry. Most of your medications,
Air
herbal
dry.
medications should be air dried.
Right. This one, this
All
right?
the bush and so
Yeah,
on.
Right.
this one draw out all
So
this
they
substance,
should be air dried. And after you air dry this thing, you get a skillet, an empty skillet, and you're going to roast that. You're going to roast it into a powder form. Then you're going to puree that powder, and then you're going to take 1 teaspoon in a half cup of water every morning and every night, and see how quick your memories and everything start to function. You understand?
It's amazing, no?
It's amazing how things act.
Because a lady had a tree growing, you know, right by her gate.
I cut on my head.
She cut it down.
Yeah,
But then did this again, and then another one grew up.
yeah.
Right? But that one grew back too.
Uh-huh.
But then another one grew up.
Yeah.
And she cut down again.
Yeah.
And then it grew up again.
And they cut my head.
Yeah, but but she said, this is sending me a message.
Yeah.
So it got to be good. And she did some research and she said, I forgot what she said it was used for, but they say it has good
Yeah.
medicinal value.
Man, we can value.
Yes.
Brain,
Yeah.
for your brain, yeah. And the leaves are also good for sugar. Eh? And what you do with the leaves,
They
you
don't
put
have
it inside your shoes.
Yeah.
You put it in your shoes. Yeah? And walk on it. Throw up the day. And that will help you.
Me not manage so you can me not like how you close up show.
Yeah, okay.
You will help your sugar level
Yes.
as well. You understand?
I mean,
Regulate
like
your
we
sugar
show,
level.
me not like we show without socks.
Okay.
Okay, well,
But
Sylvester,
I guess you
yes,
can
sorry.
because I guess in terms of putting it in your shoe, I guess you can put your socks over it and put it in your foot.
Right.
Okay.
To that,
Yeah,
right.
so
Okay,
put it in your
Sylvester,
socks.
yes.
Yeah.
We'll
Put in
come
your
back to
socks.
we'll come back to some of the remedies though, but tell us about because you have done a lot of research with the school and so on, right? Tell us about your school and so on that you would have been doing the research with.
No,
University?
Nigeria. Nigeria, right.
Okay.
Herbal University of Nigeria. And I was searching online and I find this school and I get myself attached to this school and stuff like that. And they do a lot of herbal researches. And when they do a lot of herbal researches, they take all these things to the lab. And there's another program in Florida which I attach myself to is Weeds and Seeds. It's a Weeds and Seeds guide.
Oh, I don't see that on
and what I normally do with Weeds and Seeds and Nigeria University is to match. You understand? Match it to programs. Okay? And with matching it to programs, you're going to know, well, boss, all of us say the same thing. You know? Because, if some kind of negativity in there, everybody want to be saying the same thing. You understand?
Yeah.
And I started to do what they say and put it together and use it for myself, and I find that my body is feeling much better. And you know what I mean? And certain things that I used to have sluggishness with and gone from me, you know what I mean? And I realized, okay, this is the way to go, you know what I mean? I don't really go doctor. You understand? I haven't been doctor in years. You understand me? The only doctor I go to is Twits when Twits come here. You understand me? You say, we'll check prostate, and I will do that. You know? And one time I think like, you have blindness with prostate. I say, yeah, okay. And I think you was at the same doctor with me, right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, me and you was there together.
Yes.
You said, I get this call. Come to do a check. I went and I did the check and and say, you have enlarged prostate and blah 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 blah. You need to do a biopsy and stuff like that. So I said, well, how much about the biopsy? And then he gave me this huge price. I said, that biopsy gonna do without me. I got home and I gonna use my remedy. And I came home and I started to use my remedy. And when I go back and check, you're good. So, okay, good to go. Say yeah. And I say, okay, no problem. And I continue to use my remedy. And simple things around here, what we ignore and we don't know, like black jatofa and stuff like that, we ignore them. And those are very good for prostate.
You know who can try some of your remedy? I did the biopsy.
Well, Sylvester, you would have to emphasize that a lot of these things are ignored because of ignorance. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge,
right.
You see, everybody gone to school, everybody want to study pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
Doctor. Everybody go to school and study herbal. You understand? We find a lot of that problem.
But isn't it true to say, Sylvester, that a lot of our pharmaceutical remedies come from herbal foundations?
Well, they can become from herbal foundations, but if they are processed, is the problem. Process is a problem.
Some of the ingredients, but
right, that's what they.
What they take out, what they put in.
Okay. For example, bring you back to chemotherapy, right? Soursop is a very good contest for chemo, right? High value chemo. Ackee leaves, high value chemo. And if you get these chemo in the States, it's like something they inject into you, and it make you sick. It make you feel awful.
Yeah,
you understand?
I don't hear that.
People could tell you, because I have an aunt who went through that. And, when she come back from the chemo treatment. Sick, can't do nothing, weak like a rat.
I was just going to say that, weak like a rat.
For days. You understand? And you want to wonder, why? And when you do your research and when you attach yourself to these herbal people who teach, these universities and stuff like that, the same ackee leaves and the same soursop leaves, they mix it with other substance and chemicals and inject into you as a chemo. And you could be taking that without these other resistant substances.
It's very expensive.
But it will take you a little longer time. But it's slow and sure. And it's more effective because you don't have side effects.
Right.
You understand?
The truth is, I understand. And it takes, I remember a few weeks ago when we were on the program, our brother there from Barbados, called the name, he was here for CBR.
Paul Fort.
Yes, Dr. Paul Fort. And I remember when I came, we were talking about these herbal things and so on. And I spoke about some problems I was having in my hands. And bending me right hand very flexible now. open and close, me no feel no pain. At that time, it had already improved. The left hand was still, but then the left hand, like he get jealous, start talk about it, and the most of the pain going out of the left hand. I didn't go into it, and I have gone to doctors with these before, but I didn't go into any doctor this time. And I mean, the main thing that I have been using more recently, regularly, cayenne pepper, ground clove, cinnamon powder.
Yeah.
I'm making tea and then they meet all the time.
Stick up in, stick up in.
Yeah.
Good morning, caller. You're on the good old days.
Good morning, good old days family.
Good morning, sir.
Good to hear you all voice, and I hope you all doing all right. Sound like you're doing all right.
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
Thank
yes.
you.
So far, praise the Lord.
Yes, man, we got to bush them, so we good.
Exactly. Exactly. That is why I call in, and I'm impressed, because I think sometimes we tend to throw away a little bit from the our local remedy.
Not a little bit, a lot.
Yeah. But I think this program, especially the cooking part and so on, is up Chef Ali.
A lot.
I lot.
A lot.
I know he's a cook man. He always around cooking. But this is a part of his Ali. The gentleman mentioned something about he would have gone and do a prostate test, something like that.
Yeah.
And he said that he checked, and I suppose the doctor would have explained to him what he should do. Some tests was the doctor recommend, but he said he went back home and he did whatever he did.
So research.
And when he went back to the doctor, he found that everything was all right. Now, what I'm mainly concerned about is he didn't
say what he did.
He didn't specify any remedy that he would have taken, anything, to harm. Maybe he could enlighten the public with that, what he would have done to reduce whatever situation, whatever the problem was.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Sylvester, the caller is saying that you said you had an enlarged prostate according to the doctor, but you went home and did some stuff. And next time you were good. So explain what you did.
I did mention black jatofa, and I told you guys that many people have been ignoring these leaves.
So that is a
local,
local available plant?
Yes, very available black jatofa. You see it all over the place. We used to call it at that time dove feeding. The dove used to eat it. There are two kinds. They have the green jatofa and they have the black jatofa, the purplish looking ones. That is the black jatofa.
That's
the
body care.
Body care we
Oh,
call it.
you tell me something. You say me Africa go look. Yeah, the body care because it bears a little part.
Right.
And when it bust up me the butt, only because you said dove feed what make me think.
Yeah,
and
body care. That's local terms. The body care. Local terms.
But
I'm so taken up with this, scientific term like jatofa is. The scientific term is jatofa.
Remember to bring back in the local ones. It's good when you can.
Yeah. And
Sylvester, sorry. Those are the things we used to put in our dough trap?
Yes.
When you can make you chop
right.
You open the pot and you chop. See
that deadly disease we have HIV is very good for HIV as well.
What you know?
You understand?
Wow.
But
so you make a tea with that?
Yes, you make a tea. You pick the leaves, but I can tell you something about the black jatofa. What you call it again?
Barikira.
There's two ways you can have it, right? You can have it in a powdered form, but you need to dry it as air dry.
Air dry the same way.
Right, the same way. And you could make it into a powdered form, and you could take the teaspoon in the hot water in the morning. You could just draw tea, and then you bottle it up, and you drink a cup. You know what I mean? In the morning, a cup in the afternoon, based on your condition. One thing about jatofa, I could tell you, if you're gonna use it green, right, you're gonna boost your heart rate. So only if you want to be a Viagra. It works like a Viagra, okay?
Wow.
And it stimulates your sexual level if you're going to drink it green.
That go work with some people too.
Some people, if they consume it green, they pick it now and then cook it one time, you're going to stimulate your testosterone level and your sexual behaviors. And you're going to improve, you're going to speed up your heart rate just like a Viagra do, and then go like that. But I wouldn't recommend anybody to do it like that because you don't know
That's
your
not
heart
for us,
value.
Sylvester. Thank you very much.
You don't know your heart value. You don't know what kind of heart you have unless you'll be tested and stuff like that.
And it's better to stay under 100 miles per hour.
What else, sir? And there is a
Just
list.
you mean 100 heart beats per minute?
There is some other stuff that could go along with that. Is a stinger nettle. Is a different type of stinger nettle than what we have here. You know, it's around. It's different. It's not the same stinger nettle that we know. You know, like,
Maybe no different ones, you know.
there are different types, and this one is a little green, high green stinger nettle.
The leaf is green,
High green.
but the stem look kind of pinkish.
Right.
That's nettle.
We call it hasnettle. Suppose I tell you a little
So
secret.
that is a prostrate.
Ucho?
Yeah.
I'm here to pull up a channel all the time out of me.
That's what I tell you.
I got this thing on it. We got this thing on it. I don't use this thing on it. I have used that same nettle you talk about.
Right.
We are going to use more it now.
That's what I tell you.
And Mila not the full of a barricade. I got to go use them.
Joe, you're careful because you don't got enough energy already.
And
No, I come in here, jump on.
I'm not going over 100.
when you look at there is a bush we call candlestick, right? Senna alata. That's the scientific name. And it grows, lot of it you'll find over Bath. Right there by the stream. You go down on the lower end. There was some right there by the gut by
the bridge?
By the bridge there. But I noticed it cover over with weed now. You know? And then you just go down by there's a candlestick plant. We have nice yellow flowers on the top. Right? Senna alata. Right? That is very good for prostrate as well. You understand? So there's a lot of stuff we have here which is very good for prostrate, and we don't use them because we don't know. You understand? And then a lot of people are just like dying from prostrates, and you know.
And it's good to hear that you have tried it and it's at work.
Yeah.
And you have gone back to the professional to check.
Yeah.
So then we
but
also do
we
that.
try
Now.
to keep
Once we apply the folk remedy, we need to check and make sure that it's working.
Yeah, you check.
So here now, Sylvester humbug me. Because you hear me and him in the same time. With the same thing. And me went and do the biopsy. I don't know that I have, gotten that great benefit.
No.
And you went and do your own thing.
No, Mr. Lloyd, I'm sorry for that, but
just kidding.
When you go to a doctor, people go for different reasons. Tell me that
you're not going to business.
Tell me that you're going for, and I said, boy, come with me. But I couldn't do that because we are very secretive. A lot of people are very secretive when they go to the doctor.
That's a good comeback, Sylvester. That's a good comeback. Shefton, you get it, boy.
They'll be dying of cancer and nobody saying anything. I know people could have a first degree cancer, right? First stage cancer, and it could come back. Nobody wait when you with stage 4 cancer. We say, "Lad, I got cancer." That is a problem we have. We don't tell anybody what we do. We hide about sickness.
We hide about.
And from the time we start to hide about sickness, at stage 4 cancer, right? I cannot treat you for 6 months. You understand me? Because maybe you did before. The treatment subject. Because there was a lady came to me and he said, "I see you have some tea advertised." I said, "Yes." And they're good for cancer. They have been cancer bush and this and that and that. And the lady tell me, "Okay." The lady call me say, "How much is tea?" I tell him, "How much is tea? Come, get one." Then I call the lady. I said, "I come to you." I went and I give her some things to follow. When I get there, I said, when I tried to give her the stuff to follow and everything, she typed them also. And she said, I said, "By the way, what stage, the young lady at?" And she said, "Stage 4. I said, "Now you wait till now." You understand? Sometimes we are in the early stages and we find out something is wrong with us. But we not tell nobody, we not say nothing.
But sometimes we are very overwhelmed by the bad news too.
Right, we not say nothing, we just keep it to ourselves and we die slowly. I'm going to give you a joke, and it's not really a joke, but to me, it's something unfortunate. A friend of mine came to my bar one time, and she was like overwhelmed, like, "I went to the doctor." I said, why you were at the doctor?" "What the heck, me have a corn." I said, "You got a callus on your foot?" He said, "Yeah." I said, I got to full me prescription. I said, let me see a new prescription that the doctor gave to you. And I took the prescription, and I read the prescription. And I said, wait, me I see nothing for the colors. I see the ibuprofen, which is a painkiller. Okay, that will stop the pain. The what do they call it? The BNT ointment, antibacterial. That's antibacterial ointment. And the microspec cream, with a fungal cream. So what for the colors? I say, God, good luck to you and your prescription, but I don't buy them. There's something they call a can remover. A colors remover, it's a can remover. It's a plaster. You put on the feet and you drop, bap, and then eventually the can gonna come straight out. You know, like a little cone, and you're good to go. But if a doctor don't give you that, what's about the doctor? How people don't get better? You understand? People only the symptoms you're treating, not the problem. And they know they have things to do with the problem. But they're not going to tell you. You understand? You're going to the doctor at the early stage and you got a knee problem. They're going to tell you, boy, go and get some collagens to help you synovial joints, synovial glands. You understand? They're going to tell you, take them 2 tablets, you're going to come back in 2 weeks' time. Oh, take that and come back in 2 weeks' time. And it's just like that. I have a family, definitely I had a family I talked to yesterday, you know? And how I get to know that my family is sick. My mom told me, this lady no longer go to the seniors program with them. I said, what happened to the person? He said, knee problem, because of knee problem. You know? And yesterday I meet the lady, and I said, what's up, cuz? He said, that's I got 20 years long standing and this and that. I said, how long you have this knee problem? He said, years now, all the doctor may go to. They only give me the tablets and come back and tablets and come back and tablets and come back. He said, but eventually I end up to a bone specialist. And he said, I need knee replacement. You understand? So when the poor person be going, that money could have saved with the man replacement if she deserved them. But one of our biggest problems, we don't use collagens. Pig, pork is very high in collagens.
That's my favorite
right?
meat.
And pork is very high in vitamin B complex, which the body needs, and we ignore that. You understand? Regardless of our status, some people say, oh, me not eat pork because I'm Adventist. But they forget the value of the pork. Oh, pork nasty, but pork gets its iron from the soil, so pork have to root.
Well,
you understand? If you're going to eat pig, your pork, you got to keep it in a sanitary condition for you. But yet still you have to wallow in the mud, because that's where they get the nutritious values, the iron. And you eat the earthworms and these are the things that you eat in iron for the pig. And that gives you the iron when you eat the pork. And people don't look at that way. People say, oh, pork nasty. Nah. There are values. There are values in these kind of things. I mean, when people have cancer, they should consume meat products. You understand? Keep off the carbohydrates. Vegetables, meat products, fruits. You understand? Intermittent fasting. Once a day eating, if you're going to eat. Once a day. And choose how you're going to fast. Whether you're going to do a coconut water fast during the day and eat once a day, you select what day you're going to eat. What hour you're going to eat. If you're going to eat 1 o'clock, you eat 1 o'clock in the day. Nothing else. You understand that intermittent fasting, and that helps to break down the cancer cells, because what the cancer wants is sugar support. As long as you get the sugar support, it's going to move. It's going to rapid you.
And so by the fasting,
you're
not providing it the fuel.
It's starving. So you choose how you're going to fast. Whether you're going to do a water fasting along with the 1 meal a day, or you're going to do a fresh fruit fasting with the 1 meal a day. You're going to do a citrus fasting with the 1 meal a day. And that helps you. You understand? And that helps you to break down.
Let me ask a question, jumping ahead a little bit again. So when you finish the program that you're on, you're going to have the handle doctor put under your name. You're going to be named Dr. Sylvester Wallace. But you must look sharp because you sound good. You must look sharp. And let me tell you, with what you have said this morning, what you have shared, you what your doctor name. So look sharp.
And you have to add, Joe, one of the things that I've noticed with Sylvester, he's not just making suggestions, he's saying these things he has proven.
Yes.
And that's important.
With example,
right?
that is important.
Intermittent fasting, and that will help you fight your cancer and Yeah, and then one of the things that we need to do as well when we do intermittent fasting is exercise. And a lot of us doesn't exercise anymore.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean?
That have me down
A lot of us don't exercise anymore.
That is
And
my
we get
downfall,
complacent. We get
exercising.
complacent in driving our vehicle from point A. We're going just about a quarter mile. We're going to drive our vehicle go down there, and we're going to drive the vehicle go back up. We no longer walk. You understand? We no longer walk to really keep the body going and walk out some of these waste products from our body. You understand? I know people who have like kidney, we have getting renal failure, and they still drink sweet, they still drink this, and they still drink that, and they're not using, the alkaline in the body. They're not using the kales, they're not using the spinach, they're not using the celery, they're not using the green apples and the lemons and limes. We're going to help you alkaline your body. Having an alkaline body is very good. And one of our biggest problem again is vegetable consumption. We are not consuming vegetables. We as local people, we are not consuming vegetables. And
I hear a lot
and the
of-
reason why I can say that to a fact, right? I want to prefer every Sunday, And they're going to huggle along the meat, and they're going to huggle along the rice, and they're going to huggle down certain things. But when we come around the greens and the nutritious salads and stuff, you know what I mean?
Nobody with that. Nobody with that.
Nobody better with that. Nobody with that. And sometimes, even though they're doing a la carte and you're going to serve them some vegetable, but I had a broccoli. Just give me carrots. Forgetting the iron values and the nutritious values.
the
I said,
balance.
no. I said, boy, you need to eat balance. You need to eat a balanced meal. You got to eat more vegetables, more protein, less starch. But we have it as more starch, less vegetables.
Well, say it for what it is, Sylvester. We grew up, I think, with this culture. You need to full your belly, right? And easy to full your belly. Eat a cold spoonful of rice, a too big potato, and you're good to go.
Well, that's the way we see it. But
Yes,
I mean, are we
It's wrong.
we exercise enough to burn these calories and
right,
burn the
right.
starch? You know what I mean? Because if you want to consume excess amount of sugar in your body and you're gonna be lazy with it, that starch gonna turn into sugar, and the sugar gonna turn into fat and burn burn your energy and them kind of stuff there. So the body got its way of doing certain things.
Story.
And Sylvester, I'm here thinking of something, and maybe it's an idea for you. Because in my mind, I am analyzing, and you're at a good spot. You're at a good place in order to, where you can maybe look at setting up something of somewhat of a health spa. This is what I'm talking about, because you're talking about the medicinal part of the herbs, but you are a qualified chef, so you know how to combine the meal.
Right.
You must think about it.
That's what I'm getting into.
And listen, people out there listening, somebody go hear it, nobody grab it.
That's what I'm getting into right now. You understand? That's what I'm getting into right now.
Great.
Because I studied nutrition, and and I could do. I'm a nutritionist as well, so I know where my nutrition values is. You know what I mean? That's why I could.
Let's remind our listeners, please.
And I could testify to the quality of the meals you produce, because you teach me some. I could testify to the quality of the meal. So people who are listening, pay attention.
That's what I was telling you about my father. After I started to treat my father, right? The man gave up on the food, live a whole year and a half, done to where the man is prescribed that he gonna pass. You understand? And my father died because of his old habits. Because after getting all these nutritious meals and stuff like, he actually stopped my brother from cook for him. Oh, I want my food. You're not cooking what I want. I want my pig mouth with this, with that. So my brother carry the food. He leave it there and cook it one part because he's strong again.
He get strong again.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
And then it take a turn for the worse. When everything was getting up for him. You know what I mean? So,
but it's not because what you didn't work.
No.
But
I tell you, I tell you, the man get up, come back at town, start doing one thing again. And I was happy to see him get up out the bed, going back to town, looking good and everything, but back to his own habits. And leaving the good nutritious food there and everything, and they start deteriorates again. I said, that you can't help you no more. I did.
Well, just let's remind our listeners, you're listening to 2020 Vision Radio 102.1 FM. It's the good old days, and we have with us the multifaceted Sylvester Wallace. He's a chef, a herbalist. What's the other one? Nutritionist,
yes.
And so he is talking with us today, particularly about herbal medicine.
And so soon he will be able to be presented as a rounded health coach. That he has his fingers in so many different facets. Anyway, let's take some input from some of the persons we have out there. Jam Fobs did make it in some time ago. He says, good morning. Maybe that's because the other animals may walk on stuff, but the foal them does scratch the ground hard, and maybe things go through their bodies. If their skin get broken, all their body can get broken. She also says, but then again, we used to eat yard foal, so me no know.
Exactly.
There you go. There you go. Rhonda says, Chef, why you hiding? Nah, see your handsome face. Sorry, I was trying to think. I don't know. It's how the arm. It's somehow how the camera there, and I was to reach out to the tech guy to tell him to adjust it for me. 'Cause I was trying to do the adjustment. Yeah, half of me have the camera, and I don't know why.
But you're here. The whole of you're here.
Yeah, but I did notice it, and I was supposed to doing. So I hope he pick up the I hope he's listening and he hear, and he would go on and sort it out for me.
But there's a bush that can really
put it back there.
Yeah.
All right, at the time you talk about. Gwen Williams says, how early will his book be published? I would like to obtain a copy. Well, it is still mainly in the thought process.
Initial stages.
Yeah, very initial stages. So he said maybe sometime next year. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. And he'll be back here, a couple of times before that anyway. So you'll be kept in touch. CJ Hen Jackson said, good morning, family. I reached late, but oh Lord, I don't forget to say. I reached late, but he's talking my language.
Yeah, Professor Shefton.
Pork is the meat of choice. There you go, darling. You're talking things. And fasting is part of my daily regimen. Yes, my knees used to creak, but after using collagen, they returned to normal. That is a testimony. Listen, that is a testimony. Sylvester, know what you talk about. Pay attention.
Chicken hold on there. So when you say eat the pork, right? Because some people take up all the skin and so on and eat the lean. What?
The lean give you the iron part of it, but the pork is more the collagen.
So you need the skin. The skin.
Yeah, because the skin is the glutinous kind of part.
So you can reduce the fat.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But yes, you guys sometimes when I used to do a lot of cooking of pork, and if I go and bake the pork and so on, it's very fat. Sometimes I trim it off, I cut it off, and cut out some of the fat from between the natural my skin.
You stick it back on?
Me put on right back there. So.
Chefton, do you remember growing up? You used to be hovering around, mommy in the Saturday evening when they out there with the
dough of the pork.
On the pork, and you want a piece of skin.
Yes. And
you got the skin and you throw them till midnight.
Yes.
And I used to cut out the fat and melt it down to use
to fry with.
To fry with, right?
Okay, let's two more comments. Jamfal says, I remember when a lady who was in her 90s would walk from, I think it was camps to town and back home if she had to. What about good old Daryl and many others who used to do so much walking? They were strong in body. That's very much so.
That's
and Jamfab says, Sylvester is so jokey. He make me laugh. Wonderful guy. Sydney Stapleton. No, Sydney just reached. He said, good morning, guys. Also want to say good morning to my mom, Mabel White. Also my sister, Diana White from Sydney and family.
Yes. Welcome, Sydney.
Okay, back to something I wanted to tell you guys. It may sound foolish, but it's a reality. Walking barefoot at least 1 hour a day will help you.
Barefoot?
Yes.
1 hour a day.
Yeah, I have
at least 1 hour a day.
I have learned that.
Yes.
I have heard that.
At least 1 hour?
At least 1 hour a day.
Yes.
Walk barefoot.
Yes.
Yeah, I always barefoot, but my heels crack when I walk barefoot.
Well, sometimes they're like that, but I mean, men don't be born with shoes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And men didn't born to wear shoes.
I tell people that all the time.
Connecting with the earth really helps you with sickness as well.
Keep you grounded.
You understand? Good. Keep you grounded and keep you.
Somebody who was into holistic medicine. Sometimes
I could only make it to as far as make it barefoot.
And they said to me,
you need to practice.
They said to me, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to come out early in the morning when the dew is on the grass and walk barefoot.
Walk barefoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said it to one or two persons close to me, and some of them laughed. They think that's like a foolishness.
It's not foolishness.
But even if it was foolishness, it don't make no difference to me because me not love our shoe.
Right.
Me can keep myself cloak up in the house all the time.
Well,
And when I am around people
not-
with little children, because you notice little children, they all tell go barefoot.
And
And,
they always
mothers
end up-
are like, I tell they go make noise.
They
They
always
used to,
end
I
up-
say, what should we ban in arm?
No man, it
Let the
shows.
picnic alone,
Let
they
them
walk.
up.
Chefton,
And they like to play in
Yes.
dirt and stuff like that.
I want you to.
And when before and I remember one of my boys, he used to come, and he used to love to come by me. We live close. He used to come when he was little, toddler. And so he used to love to come by me. Because when he home and he mommy, he can't go to do unless he put on his show. And when he reach class and me, the first thing goes, I shoe. Sometimes the place down, sapping, wet and muddy, kick off his shoe and he gone. And nobody go make no noise with him. And I tell you, I mean, he departed life some time ago as an adult. And up to when he was 20 plus, you could see him tramp and part with the barefoot. He just loved to go barefoot.
Sure.
But
And
you
he,
remember
and
when-
he wasn't the one who used to be sick. As a matter of fact,
Right.
as a matter of fact, I remember when he was maybe he might have been about 8. I don't know. He was young. He was in primary school, maybe still long in the infant section, and he was not feeling well. But we take him to the hospital, to the outpatients, and they wanted to do blood, just some blood test. But he didn't like needles. And me I tell you, that time me been still strong. Me been still strong. And forever be big people try to hold on a little boy. And that boy had some strength in his skin. A trouble we had. Yes.
Well, I wanted to say, Chefton,
Yes.
you guys remember when we were growing up, when our parents used to plant a lot of cotton and so on, and when they used to ensure that they have the rows, right?
Yeah.
Rain or shine, you got to walk through the rows for
Yeah,
whatever
man.
reason, right?
Yeah, man.
And you come through with the mud shoe,
Yeah, man.
barefoot, you got on a heavy pair of shoes.
Yes, you keep your dog. Yes.
Remember those days,
Yes.
Sylvester?
Yeah, those are God of those days. And one of the things I would like to highlight you guys on as well is cholesterol. I mean, I am convinced, and I'm going to say it now, and I don't care who vexes with me. I am convinced that our technicians at the lab does not know what is good cholesterol from bad cholesterol. And the reason why I say that, right? I know people who monitor the cholesterol level, who just only eat fish, vegetables, and stuff like that. And every time they go for a cholesterol test, they got cholesterol
high.
Where they get it from? Where they get it from? You know what I mean? I'm like, no, don't tell me your cholesterol high. They say, I said, no. That gave me the clue that those people at the lab, they does not know the difference between good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. There are two types of cholesterol in your body.
HDL and
You understand?
LDL. Yeah.
Right. And, you have to know the difference about these two cholesterols. You understand me? Not everybody got a... 99% of the people in Nevis right now who goes to for cholesterol check, they got cholesterol. And they say, Lord, me not eat nothing, me not eat fried food, me not eat the chicken,
Yeah.
me not eat this, I mean, I eat that.
I've-
Because
I've- yeah,
and
I've
that's
heard-
why it gives me the confidence that we don't know. We need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what is good cholesterol and bad cholesterol.
Okay. Well, we did promise the the caller listener that we're going to ask some questions.
Okay.
Yeah, questions.
So we have to leave a little time for that too.
We're open for
Okay,
questions, so
you
anybody could
have-
call in.
Yeah, you have any questions that you want to ask Sylvester? I mean, I have one or two here, but
For somebody to win
Chef
something.
Gwen, yes.
Oh,
All right. And
Questions?
So we'll do a little question and
Well-
answer session in memory of our dear
Yeah.
Walter
and-
Morton. And as we said, he was here with us.
Yeah,
You know,
for the
remember
first time I
one
came,
group
he was
came,
right here.
he was
sitting
right
down.
there sitting down. Yes.
Well, I gonna ask. I put out an easy question. And the question asks for the listeners to name the two. What is it? I say institutions, program, organization that Mr. Wallace has indicated he has aligned himself with as he's go through his herbal studies. He mentioned two things,
Two institutions.
two institutions.
Right.
Name them.
Name him. Okay. All right. So he's
And
connected.
the two answer make one question.
Right. So he's connected to two institutions where he doing his research.
His research.
Right.
For
Right.
his herbal.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So name them. Okay.
I wanted to say to you earlier, Joe.
Numbers to call. We have the
Numbers to call 469-7953 or 669-7312.
right.
Or
469-7953 or 669-7312
Yeah.
or one. I'm not sure if the Magic Jack is working, but 917-460-2187. Right? And I was going to say to Joe earlier, Chesley, he said something about people telling him that something he do that is foolish. But I wanted to remind him that when people tell him that he do things foolish, just remind him who he be.
And that foolish I mean next name. He them laugh at me last night.
You can't expect nothing else but from a fool but foolishness. Huh?
Yes. Okay. So, Jed, the question again.
Yes. Name me 2 institutions that Mr. Wallace has aligned himself with as he goes to his research, his herbal research.
469-7953 or 669-7312.
All right.
7312, that's the WhatsApp number, so you can give us a call.
And it's a gift awaiting you here at the good old days, right?
Yes.
So,
And let's say good morning to Dale Butler over there in what's that place name?
Bermuda.
How are you doing today, Dale? I hope you have some bush out there. Sylvester has recommended this morning that you can, because he's always in the garden, right?
Yes.
So I hope you find one of those bush that you can use.
Indeed.
You know, I was trying to find a young man to see if he could have, even make a contribution to the program this morning. He would have been a contestant in the Talented Youth for Culture years ago. Because he had been to CFBC and so on. So that was in primary school. Now, and he did a poem called I Got the Bush. Right? I got the bush. And I remember there was a part of it where he said, and the judges who not sure what to do tonight, I got the bush for you. Nice poem.
There's a bush for everything, huh?
Bush, yeah.
Let me take I want a bad mind too. Anyway, let's go.
That one we not done quick. Left on.
Let me take. I so much I to go on now.
Yeah, that one not done quick.
Okay, Gwen Williams says, when I was younger, there was a man in my neighborhood who I never ever seen him in shoes. A grown man. His feet were flat and broad. His nickname was Bascadamp.
Oh my.
Also Cleaver Jones from Bath only wore shoes when he going to church. Okay. John Fowler say, hi Gwen. You remember Mama Dinah? She used to walk on the hot pitch without shoes. I used to wonder if she foot and them can't feel. And C.J. Jackson says, Chef, 2 of my students from Sri Lanka told me about walking on the early morning dew grass just 2 weeks ago. Yes. We were also discussing walking barefoot, which is something I do in the summer here, and when I can backyard. Okay, yes. My husband would get upset. Let he tap they get upset. Yeah, you do good things. He take off his shoe.
Joe,
Off his shoe.
do not get between the people and their husband mind.
Let me see. My husband will get upset with me walking around barefoot. I sometimes dream of having to go back home to get my shoes because I would have left home without them. That is good. You're in a good place without shoes, unencumbered. But yeah, I go a lot without shoes. I do a lot back home. Yeah.
Until somebody call, we could go a little further until we get a call. You know, there's a lot of people who suffer with these ulcers, which is sore ulcers and stuff like that. And, you know, we look into prescription drugs, but sometimes one little simple bush, you know, can soothe these ulcers.
You talk about like people who suffer from diabetes?
Ulcers, they have like sore ulcers and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Good morning, you on the good old days. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sylvester will be doing something in herbalist medicine.
Yes, he's pursuing that.
Yeah, but we said there are 2 institutions that he has aligned himself with to do his research. Name the two institutions.
He said them on the program earlier.
I'll call back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Go ahead, Sylvester.
So I was saying these sore ulcers that people carry on probably have sugar problem, yes. And there could be various different things. One of our problem that require sore ulcers, our tissues are damaged. And there's certain herbs that we could use to rebuild our tissues. For example, somebody might have, you know what is famous to give in like sore ulcers and stuff like that? When steel are placed in people's feet for broken ankles, broken this and broken that. And depends on the age of the person, they have to remove the steels after a certain time. And after they have been going through this tissue, the same area, operate on twice or 3 times, that destroy the tissues. And, you know, we need to repair these tissues. And if we don't repair these tissues, we start going to an ulcer, where they call it an ulcer. These things could be avoided. And one of the best bush can consume to avoid these ulcers here, right, that we're talking about. We call it baby bush. You know baby bush or miracle bush? You know baby bush?
Something we know the bush, but maybe by a different name.
They call it baby bush. It's a bush that grows from its leaves.
Oh, never did.
I never did. I call it miracle bush.
You love bush?
Yeah, never did.
Never did.
Never
You
did.
love bush.
You take off a leaf and drop it there, and it go,
okay.
all them little
Right. Come to a plant.
I would have baby bush or baby. I would have heard some kind of baby name, baby
Right,
bush or
baby
baby
bush.
battle or something.
Right.
But that is never dead.
Miracle bush.
And Christmas candle, I think. You know?
Yes,
Yes.
I think
Those
never,
are
never
leaves.
dead. Up to this week.
And do you know for like leukemia, eat 3 leaves a day. That will help with leukemia as well.
Yes.
Eat it.
Yeah, eat it. Eat 3 leaves a day, and it's very good.
Sylvester, there's what you call fungus, right?
Yeah.
I'm told, or I was advised that you try not to wear one pair of socks twice before washing.
The fungal attack in your feet.
In your feet, yeah. Or, you know, we just call them, when you say you touch wood cut and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I try my best never to wear one pair of socks twice, at least before it's washed.
Yeah.
What other suggestion you have in terms of keep away?
Well, fungus is something that grows, right? And what fungus has is a parengal spur. And what's
Say
a
again?
parengal spur, right? And that got to carries along a particular pathway. So before you find a fungus popping up, the spur must be extended, okay? And then you see the fungus. A fungus becomes in the form of a smelly mole, I come in the form for shoes and stuff like that. It comes as a whitey tissue
between your toes.
between your toes and stuff like that, okay? One of the main things that is used for that is mint, something minty. You could have fresh mint. You get a fresh mint, you prong it.
The bush, yeah.
Yeah, the mint bush, and you like between your toes and stuff like that. You could use aloe for that as well. You understand? And sometimes when you cleanse your feet, you dry it properly, and then you apply the aloe and leave air dry.
When I was growing up, we used to use the sweet potato vine leaves for that.
Yeah, that's what we use.
You heat it over the fire. You rest it on the coal, heat it up, and you crush it and you rub between them. I remember that
And
one.
thing could use as well castor bush, noni bush.
Okay. We never had noni them, but I think maybe we used to use the castor.
Castor
Because we always had castor.
Right.
But not definitely the sweet potato vine. We used
Right.
to use that
Okay.
for them things.
Like if you have like spasms, nerve pains and stuff like that, right? There's a remedy we could use for nerve pains, and what we use for nerve pains is like garlic, ginger. Make a paste from garlic and ginger. We had castor oil, coconut oil if we have, a little salt inside, and then we make the paste.
And people, when you say salt, we're talking about sea salt.
We paste it on our hand, or wherever the pain is. We get some cucumbers and we put at interval. We get the noni bush or the castor bush, we heat it, and then we physically wrap it. Best to wrap in a plastic wrap. You understand? Environment. And within 2 days, all your nerve pain gone. Never to return.
Yes, but
Yeah, I did it. My mom had this pain. This was in January. And she's like, "Oh, my hand hurt." I said, "Mommy, what happened to your hand?" I gotta take 2 pills. I said, "Mommy, nobody take the 2 pills. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna treat the hand." You know? And she didn't really believe that I could treat the hand. And I went, I said, "Where do?" So I'm mixing up the thing, man. And I put it on her hand. And I placed the cucumbers and stuff. Heat the noonie bush and the castor bush, and I had the hand well balance sorted out. Next morning, wake up. He said, boy, it good. I could move my finger and everything. I said, well, it's enough pain. And enough pain is gone. So you're good to go from today up to today. You're not going to have pain again. You understand? If you gone to a doctor, maybe let them go back about 40 times. With enough pain.
Okay.
Sometimes I use our local remedies, and you know, which brings
So the bush that you strapped onto a hand, it draw out the pain.
draw the pain. Yeah, right.
So what caused the pain in the first place? It's fluids.
No, what pain could be fluids. It could be like stress, oxidative stress. Those are the things that can cause pains, and headaches and stuff like that. It come from like swelling. Certain things that you use that cause your vessels to swell, and they give you headaches. You know, like nitrics. They put in hot dogs and all kind of stuff. If you consume too much of those kind of things, they give you headaches. Processed meats, you know, there's things that they put in processed meats, and so they could cause you headaches. Depends on your intake. You know, so it's very important to cut back on your intake. A child could consume a lot because they are energetic and they will run around and they will, you know, do a lot of things, and they will skip, perhaps jump, and they continuously play and they continue to burn these chemicals from their body. But for adults and stuff like that, we got to really watch some of our intakes. And one thing we try to stray away from. Some people will contest that baking soda is a cleaning agent. Baking soda is very good for heartburn and digestion.
Yes, I know that.
Baking soda. Yeah.
Baking soda,
right?
yes.
Mix with little water and you drink it.
Very smooth your stomach.
I
And,
used
you
to-
know,
I just
and you
use-
know it fight cancer cells as well.
Yeah.
And you get that
was it,
and
man?
noonie fruit. You boil that and you boil the noonie fruit with some ginger inside, and you add a teaspoon of baking soda inside, and you drink it.
I know.
And it helps to
My mother used to give us
get rid
the
of cancer cells.
baking soda very early because, you know, growing up we used to consume a lot of what we call dry potato, right? You eat a lot of potato, so you get that stomach burn in the night, right? So you just give you a teaspoon of baking soda in some water, and you're good to go.
Yeah, a lot of people do that, you know. Because to be honest with you, I've suggested a lot of things to some young people who suffer with certain things. And the first thing I say, that me not eat that. You know, and you know, they dying themselves that they're not eating. Because one person tell me the other day, regardless of what do me not eat them, they not me, I got to continue with the problem.
Pride.
You understand? And you
That's
see?
not pride, that's a foolishness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
foolish pride. Foolish pride.
And that is sensible foolishness.
There's a flower. Flowers are very good to consume as well. There's a flower we call double butterfly flower. It's a purple, lovely purple flower. It's a plant, and it could use as decoration plants. People have it in the garden. Some people put it in the garden, and you know this plant is very good for eyesight. Very, very good for eyesight. Like blurry eyes, blurry visions and stuff like that. You consume that on a daily basis, man. You go, pop. You know, cayenne pepper is very good for eyesight as well. You understand?
Me need to go for it now.
Nutmeg is very good for eyesight. Nutmeg, you get the fresh nutmeg, you boil it in the water, you strain the water to a cheesecloth, take out all them things, and wash your eye with it. You're surprised to see how many mucus and stuff come from your eyes. Yeah, nutmeg water.
You grate it,
Yeah,
or you
Boil it.
use to wash your eye.
and then take the water and wash your eyes with it.
Good day, caller. You on the good old days? Go ahead, please.
The two institutions were Nigerian Herbal University and
No, you cut out enough.
Florida,
Yes, caller. Go ahead.
Nigerian Herbal University and Wheat and Seeds out of Florida.
That's correct.
Correct.
Good, correct.
Yes, you're correct.
Correct.
Could you tell us who's calling, please, caller, and your number, please?
Stocky.
Hello?
This stocky, but don't worry about the number. Don't worry. Give the price to Randa.
To Rwanda? Okay, all right.
When they're going to
Yeah.
give it to somebody else.
Okay.
That's
All right.
okay.
All right. Thank you very much. You're correct. Congratulations.
Thank you for calling, sir.
Okay. All right.
All right, thank you.
And keep listening. Have a nice day. Okay. I have another question that I want to ask here.
Let me take a
Okay. The seeds of a particular fruit. The seeds of a particular fruit is good for getting rid of parasites in the body. Okay, that was mentioned by
Sylvester mentioned it, yes.
Right, the seeds of a particular fruit is good for getting rid of parasites. Okay, just name the fruit. Simple as that. Yes.
669-7312 or 469-7953. Those are numbers you can reach at. 669-7312, that's a WhatsApp number, or 469-7953, that's a fixed line number. If you're in the Federation, you can call that number, or if you're in diaspora, wherever else you are in the world, you can call us on WhatsApp on 669-7312. Name the fruit. Okay, you got a call, Shefton. Good morning, caller. You on the good old days? Go ahead, please.
Hey, good morning, Cousin Ren.
Good morning,
It's,
Cousin Gwen.
The papaya fruit, the seed from the papaya.
Yes.
You're absolutely correct.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
And,
Yes. Can you give us a name and number, please?
maybe naturally remember why, you know?
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Joe,
Yes.
Cousin Joe,
Yes.
give it to Shelly Jones. The number, I am not sure of the number right now.
Okay.
But you can call back and give us even at the end of the show.
Okay.
Even at the end of the show, okay?
Okay, I will.
Okay, thanks for listening, Gwen, as usual.
You know, I always hear.
Always.
I know. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Okay, good. All right. You have another question,
Papaya
Sylvester?
seed, yeah.
You have maybe
How you
another
said
question?
Yeah, you can name me.
How you said to use the papaya
Yes,
seed?
right.
You grind it? Okay.
You can name me 2 leaves that are specialized for chemo. 2 leaves
Okay.
that are specialized for chemo.
Okay.
And you mentioned them earlier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just remember that the
Everybody go
prices.
get one quick, cause me remember one, but me not remember the next one yet.
Just remember that these questions, the prizes are coming compliments or in memory of
Walter Morton.
Chef Walty,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so we thank his sister for contributing to the program and helping us to remember our good friend Walter, who initiated this program in the first place and
Yes.
has made a humongous contribution. Well, thank you very much, Liji. So the question, 2 leaves that are good for chemo. And Sylvester mentioned them earlier on the program.
Yes.
669-7312 or 469-7953. 7312, that's a WhatsApp number, so please take note of that.
Okay. Sylvester, sometimes steeping is recommended over boiling the bushes. What is your...
To be honest with you, I mean, from my studies and from my continuously going in studies, right? They never really tell me about like steeping and pour hot water and leaves and stuff like that. They always give you a code to boil for at least 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes 20 minutes based on what you're looking at. You know what I mean? They never tell me about like how some people say, oh, dried bush and them kind of stuff. They never tell me that in my studies, and never, what I mean? My tutor will come and I was, you tell me, remember to boil these stuff. You know what I mean? And there's certain ways you have to do certain things, certain leaves, certain herbal medication. Like I told you guys, the jatofa are the body care, you have to air dry them. And there are ways, the best to use them when they are air dried,
But have you ever come across the idea, though, Sylvester, of, well, when you boil in the bush, as you say, some people say steam the bush, as you boil the bush, that you should keep it covered?
Yeah, you keep them covered. You keep them covered to an extent at time, you know what I mean? Until you...
Because that's one of the reasons why they say don't boil, because when you open the pot, they said the steam take away,
Not necessarily, but you know what I mean?
Well, that's the theory.
That's the theory. That's
Yeah.
why some people will tell you that, you know what I mean? But from my thing is, I mean, when I made my herbal
Research.
and make my herbal teas and stuff like that, sometimes I cover the pot, yes. You understand, to get a faster boiling and stuff like that, But one thing, after my pot is boiled, I leave the concoction stays in the pot until it half cools. And after it half cools, you start to bottle them warm, as it is. You sterilize the bottles and then you start to bottle them warm as it is, and you cut them. You know what I mean? Which is more effective, and there's nothing in my studies and that I go about. You should really, not cover. You know what I mean? These products, but I think it's your choice. My choice is to cover them with a quicker going. Quicker boiling, and then I use them accordingly.
Comments? I see. Gwen says, Gwen was responding to Jamfa. He said, yes, Jamfa, she's another person who I never seen in shoes. And as the lady, she spoke about who would be walking barefoot even on the hot pitch. Jamfa says, I was talking to an Evision here in the States. Okay, I'll come back to that. Jamfa, let's take the call.
Good morning, caller. You on the good old days? Go ahead, please.
Yes, it's me again, Ren. I'm calling with Shelley's number.
Jesse, right?
Just go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead, Gwen.
Okay, it's 869-665-4188.
Thank you so much. 4188.
All right. Thank you very much, Gwen.
Thank you so much, Gwen.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Bye.
Got it, Chesley?
Yes, long time.
Oh, okay. Good.
Okay, let me finish. He says, I was talking to an Evision here in the States from a well-to-do family back then, and they mentioned that to this day they don't like shoes, and sometimes when going out, the children would ask them where they going without shoes. And and Patty Page Bood said papaya, so she got the seed correct. Amethyst Stanley is in. Amethyst says, good morning, good old days family. Have a wonderful day all. To you as well.
Okay. All right. Sylvester, anything else? We passed the bottom of the hour. Okay.
There's a lot of things I could really go through and talk about.
I know. So we can have a part 2.
Yes.
Part 3.
Yes, we'll have part 2 or part 3. But we want to let you know, Sylvester, that we appreciate you. You coming and sharing your information with us, right? I know it's not an overnight thing. You've been doing your research and your experiments and so on, and so I'm particularly impressed with the fact that you're able to validate what you say, right? Because a number of things you said I proved it and it worked, and that's important, right? So thank you very much for sharing your knowledge and experience with us, and we want to wish you well as you continue to pursue your career as a herbalist.
Any final words, Sylvester? To the public.
To the public, yes, I would like to thank the public for listening and sharing the views and ideas and whatever format they share the views and ideas on. We are grateful for that, and we are happy that we have a little interaction from the people. Well, there are times, there are questions there to ask, and I hope that next time people must come on out and ask more questions, especially on the line of those chronic diseases that is keeping us down, cancer and stuff like that. I was expecting to hear more questions and those roots, that hampering us.
Right. Some different people are listening and they are recording information because they are, there's just more room for interaction, what I mean? So I hope that next time the interaction will be greater than today. And I wish everyone all the best and a happy week ahead. And I would like to tell you all, this Sunday is the last Sunday for the buffet until the end of October, because we are going through a slow period in September. So normally in September we do not do the buffet, So this Sunday is the last Sunday for the buffet. All you can eat, $60 per person. You can come on out of Bush Bar and have lunch, $60 all you can eat, $60 easy dollars per person. Yeah?
Okay, very good.
And then we will be back in October, the second, I think it's the third Sunday in October. We're going to reintroduce the format again. So you can, if you don't make it this Sunday, at least on the third Sunday in October, you can align yourself and enjoy our Caribbean
buffet.
Local buffets. And all of our stuff are made from local produce We have local salads and stuff like that. So come on out and enjoy yourself at Bush Barn Grill. People who have visited us and came and dined with us have remarkable reports on us. So I guarantee you that the same will happen to you if you visit us.
Right,
We are
thank you very
open
much.
still. Never mind that September we are not doing the buffet. We are still open for a la carte on Sundays, family style lunches and stuff like that. So you can still call us, make your reservations, and have these lunches delivered, or come over and have lunch with us.
Could you give us your number?
My number is 763-5452. 763-5452.
All right. Thank you very much, Sylvester.
Thank you guys again for having me.
Sure.
Thank you very much, and keep
Thanks for coming.
Keep cooking and keep bushing.
Yeah, keep bushing. Nice chest. Cooking in the bushing.
Thank you everyone who have joined us for today's edition of the Good Old Days. Do enjoy your Saturday, your weekend, and the week coming up. Until next week.
Indeed.
All right. We go. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.